This is it. Final game of the season. What's up, Fin fans? If I sound like poop and I look like poop, it's because I am poop. No, I'm still sick. I've been sick for about a week now and it won't go away. But hey, it's the life of being a Dolphin fan, isn't it? Christmas has come and gone. The Dolphins lost to the Jaguars and now we're on to the Bills for the final game of the season, which has some implication to it. I'm wearing my new Dolphin hoodie that I got for Christmas. I got a ton of Dolphin stuff for Christmas. If you guys want to see a video of all the Dolphin stuff I got for Christmas, comment below, let me know. Be like, hey, what'd you get for Christmas Dolphin wise? I'll show you. Got so much stuff. Before I get to the 5 things the Dolphins need to do to beat the Bills, let's get into some little news and notes, obviously, because it's my favorite thing in the world is obviously news and notes. But let's talk about draft order, all right? So say the Dolphins, right now the Dolphins are picking 15. There's a possibility they can go down a few picks, but then they can really go up a few picks. So you guys have been watching my videos for a while now. You know I am not for tanking. I am not for losing. I'm not rooting for my team to lose. I seriously cannot physically sit there and watch the Dolphins and be like, lose, lose, lose. You gotta lose, you gotta lose. You know, for me, it's who you pick, not where you pick, right? And like, look at the Chiefs. You could trade up. Like, they got Patrick Mahomes because they traded up to get Patrick Mahomes. So right now the Dolphins are picking 15. Now, I had wrote down scenarios for the Dolphins. So best case scenario, right? If the Dolphins lose, right, and the Falcons win, the Panthers win, the Broncos win, the Cincinnati Bengals win, and the Packers win. So if all 5 of those teams win and the Dolphins lose, the Dolphins could be picking at the 10th pick. So they can move up 5 spots, but it also depends on the final record of the opponents that they're facing. The Dolphins can move all the way from 5 to 10. Now, for a lot of you guys that, you know, potentially get a quarterback in the top 10 picks, to go from 5 to 10, you have a better chance of trading into the top 5, trading into the top 6, or if a quarterback starts falling, the potential to get that quarterback. So for you guys who are okay or want to see this team move up in the draft at any cost, you're going to be rooting for the Falcons, the Panthers, the Broncos, the Bengals, and the Packers. Because if all those teams win and we lose tomorrow, we have a very good chance of picking number 10 instead of 15. And in the reverse, if we win and the Browns, the Redskins, and the Eagles lose, we could be drafting at number 18. So, give you an idea of what you could be rooting for if you want to see the Dolphins move up in the draft. Then I'm going to talk about Devontae Parker real quick. Devontae Parker is playing on Sunday, and I'm putting quotes because Adam Gase said he's playing. Yeah, he's definitely playing. He's playing. But if he plays on Sunday and he gets injured, now I'm doing injured in quotes because Devontae Parker to me seems like he stubs his toe and he's out. But if he gets injured, and I think in the contract it depends on the severity of the injury, but he's on the books for $9.4 million next year, and he's with the team. Now, some of you guys might be like, good, you know, we need him, we need that type of receiver, this, and that. For me, I'm like, please God, no. He's inconsistent, he's always injury prone, and we'd be throwing $9 million down the drain that we could use on a potential guard, defensive end, corner. So I wouldn't play him Sunday, but he might dress and not see the field, but we'll see what happens. Another big thing that happened this week was Herbert, the quarterback from Oregon, said he's not declaring for the draft, which I know a lot of you guys were telling me to check out Herbert's film and all that stuff for potential quarterbacks the Dolphins could draft. Well, he's going to the 2020 draft, which supposedly stacked with great quarterbacks. But be sure to, like, after this game and once the offseason starts, which will be Monday for me, let me know position by position who you want me to check out, because like I told you guys in my Christmas video that I'm breaking down positions for who the Dolphins should look at draft wise. So let me know, like, quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, guards, centers, tackles, defensive end, you know, let me know who you guys are looking at and I'll look into it, and then I'll give you a shout out if some of the guys I'm looking at are someone you suggested. And then two final things. Defensive tackle Williams from the Bills, he's retiring after this week, which probably gives him more motivation to make Jesse Davis his bitch. And TJ McDonald hasn't practiced all week, so he probably won't go. But when it comes to the injuries on the team, Kiko might be a game time scratch again. They might hold Xavier Howard out because they don't want him getting injured. I honestly would, at this point, not saying I don't want to see the team lose. Again, I root for this team to win. But I honestly would like to see a lot of the young guys play. I want to see David Fales play. You know, we're going to see more Balaj. You know, I want to see Isaac Asiata play. Like, I want to see all these young guys who potentially are with the team for, what, 3 years now, who haven't played yet. See what they could do to see if you need to cut them. Preferably Isaac Asiata. But when it comes to injury report, there was a lot of limited and full practices. But game time decision, it's just the flip of the coin. Look at Kiko Alonso last week. You know, Xavier Howard, we thought he was going to play, and then he had a setback. So at this point, it looks like their big no is TJ McDonald. But other than that, it's like, I guess we'll find out Sunday. Let's get into the 5 things the Dolphins need to do to beat the Buffalo Bills. Number 1. This should be number 1, especially after the barely win we had at home against the Bills. We got to contain Josh Allen. I will give this dude a ton of credit. He is elusive, super elusive, but his accuracy is very suspect, and he needs to work. If he can get his accuracy down, where when he's running around like a crazy person, he can just pinpoint, dot people up, he'll be a top 5 quarterback, because the way he can get away from tackles and the way he can make time for these receivers get open is ridiculous. So we need to contain him. We need to rush out. The defensive ends need to rush out, keep him in the pocket, and we need to have a spy on him that can contain him. Now, Kiko Alonso, I noticed last time, he was spying on him, but he was also covering people while he was spying on him, which you need to have a spy on him. So we need to contain Josh Allen. Number 2 is we need to run the ball. We need to constantly run the ball. We need to keep Josh Allen off the field. We need to keep our defense fresh. And we need to see what we got. We got Balaj, we got Bolden, we got Perry, we got Kenyon Drake. We need to keep these guys on the field. We need to run the ball. We need to chew the clock. We need to convert 3rd downs. Run the ball. It goes right into number 3. We need to convert 3rd downs, and we need to score. We need to score more than 10 points, more than 15, 16, 17. We need to score. We're not home. So being not home, we're probably going to play like poopy. But we need to score, like drastically need to score. This team has been anemic on the road, except for the Bengals game, but then at the end you crap it out, and then the Colts game at the end you crap it out. So we need to run the ball, we need to control the clock. Number 4 thing, like I just said, Williams is retiring after Sunday. Jesse Davis was Williams' baby baba. I don't even know what I just said. So we need to protect Ryan Tannehill. He's getting killed of late. This offensive line is killing him. So we need to protect Ryan Tannehill. When Ryan Tannehill has the protection, he has the time in the pocket, he can make some great throws. But if you don't give him any time, or if you give him just a little amount of pressure, he tends to overthink it, or tends to get a little jumpy about the pressure, and he tends to throw interceptions or take sacks. So we need to give this dude enough time, because also these receivers are having a very hard time getting open. So without the receivers getting open in time and without all that stuff, you got to give this guy time. Also, you don't want him to die. It just is what it is. And the 5th and final thing that the Dolphins need to do, and this seems like it's the hardest thing the Dolphins have need to do since William Hayes got injured. You gotta stop the run. You know, I understand, you know, making it one-dimensional where Josh Allen, it's all on him, which potentially could kill us because Josh Allen is elusive as. We need to stop the run, at least to make it so we can pin our ears back, get at him, so we know, okay, they're gonna start throwing now because they're down by 7 and they can't run on us. You know, we need to stop the run just to make them one-dimensional, to try to make the game somewhat manageable or easy for us. Those are the 5 things I think the Dolphins need to do to beat the Buffalo Bills. My final prediction, during the picks on Wednesday, I picked the Dolphins to beat the Bills. It's going to be a hard game. This game comes down to who still wants to play football, who still has the heart, and who didn't give up on the season or the team or the coaches. You know, even if you hate Gase and Burke, You got to play for Rizzy. You got to play for, you know, each other. So if the Dolphins gave up, this is going to be an ass whooping. They're on the road already, which the Dolphins play absolutely horrible on the road. I'm still going to stick with the Dolphins. I don't feel good about it. I think the Dolphins will pull this one off 21-20, a 1-point win. But if they lose, I'm not going to be surprised. With this game, if they lose, you know, like I told you 1,000 times, I'm never rooting for this team to lose. I'm never rooting for this team to tank to get better draft picks. So, you know, if they lose, they lose. If they win, 8-8. 8-8 is not bad, but it also depends on Gase. Tannenbaum's gone, but it also depends, like, Gase might be gone if they lose. Gase might come back if they win. You know, I got a lot of videos to make come after Sunday, but comment below. Let me know what you guys think of the 5 things the Dolphins need to do to beat the Bills. If you're a Bills fan, what do you think the Bills need to do to beat the Dolphins? Let me know what you guys think of Herbert not declaring for the draft, for us potentially getting a top, you know, getting the 10th pick if we lose. You know, let me know what you think of Parker playing and could potentially cost us $9 million. Comment below and let me know what you think, because I love reading your comments. I love responding. Speaking of that, let's get to your comment of the day. This one comes from All They Do Is Lie. It's a cool name. He says, Doug, what about Luke Falk? The Finns picked up down here back in September. Possibility, you think? With Luke Falk, I think he's not a camp body, but I think he's competition. What I honestly think the Dolphins should do is see if Ryan Tannehill can restructure his contract to reduce the amount of money on it. If he can't, or if he won't, which I don't blame him for not wanting to. So I think with Luke Falk, I'd have him in there and compete with a free agent that we have signed and a quarterback we have drafted. You have those 3 quarterbacks. You have them compete for the starting job, a full actual competition. But again, Tannehill could be in the mix. You can have the 4 quarterbacks and you can have them competing for that #1 job. Tannehill has never competed for a job. He was competing against Garrard. Garrard was beating him out. Garrard got injured. Tannehill got the job. And ever since then, Tannehill's never competed and never been pushed. So like I said, keep Tannehill. I don't not like Tannehill. I never said Tannehill was a bad quarterback. I never said any of those things. But to the guys who hate Tannehill, I never said Tannehill is a great quarterback, an elite quarterback. Tannehill is just an okay quarterback. So with Luke Falk, I think he's going to be competing for either a backup, or if he shines and does really well, he can compete for starter. But thank you for the comment. Follow me on Twitter. I tweet out things as soon as I find them, especially now. Might be the best time to follow me on Twitter. I'm starting to use the YouTube posts so you guys can see somewhat of what I'm tweeting on there. I have to like rewrite it though. So be sure to follow me on Twitter, because like if someone gets cut or if someone gets fired or something, I'm gonna tweet it out, and then eventually it takes me a hot minute to make the video, edit it, and then upload it. So follow me on Twitter. Follow my second channel, The Bit Boys. We put out video games every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Saturday. Christmas is almost over, so this week is Christmas time, and then we're going back to playing regular video games. So again, go over there, let me know what games you want me to play. Give this video a thumbs up, because I know it's the last game of the season. It really sucks because we're not going to be able to watch Dolphin football for 7 more months. But I really have a good feeling that the tides are going to change, and that Stephen Ross is really sick and tired of the shit that's going on. And I would like him to talk to Louis Riddick and maybe even bring him in as a GM or a VP. So give this video a thumbs up, because I feel good about the future of this team. We have a lot of young core players that we can build off of. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. You know, the season's over, but I got a ton planned for you guys. I got a lot of videos. I got a lot to do. I'm gonna have a lot of time. I'm moving, so I'm getting my own studio, so the behind me is gonna look even better. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And like usual, guys, stay classy. Fins up.